Good morning, Soul Family. It is Wednesday, January the 25th. I wanted to be out here in the sun where the sun is just blinding me. It is absolutely gorgeous today. Eddie and I are walking. I need to get him some booties though because it is freezing. It's in the low 40s. We have experienced some crazy weather in California where I'm at right now on the Central Coast. As you guys know, if you watch the news, I don't watch the news, but I did during the time of all the raging storms that we recently had. All the water, all the flooding, all the mud. And trust me, it came close to us here, but blessings. Praise God, we were all right. Come on, Ed. We have a creek that runs right behind our place that my kids and I live in, and it got extremely high. It got right to the edge. I mean, we were within of it spilling over. It was terrifying. And right now, to see it, it is like a war zone. I mean, there is so much trash in there. But the downed trees, very sad. But, you know, all the time that it was happening, I kept my head. I kept my perspective. And realized then that this is Earth's wrath. This is Gaia saying enough. And this is her way of cleansing and regenerating. And yeah, when you're in the way, when you're in the path, it happens to you. And I'm not saying that I don't care or that I don't feel for the animals and the people who got hurt, who lost their homes, and worse, lost their lives. I did care. I cared very much, and it troubled me deeply. But I realized that everything happens for a reason. Everything. And so now I'm looking around me and I'm seeing the sun who is shining, who's continuing to shine, and the birds that are surrounding me, giving me their messages. That's what matters. That's how it goes. Life keeps going. And I want to make sure I'm going the right way and that I'm avoiding dogs. I don't want to interfere in anyone's space. But my message for today is to say that while life can give you storms, like what we just recently went through, the sun will shine again. You know, the good will prevail. You will make it. You will make it out of the storms. And so when I have talked about and touched on my past, the things that befell my kids and myself, we are now living the blessings from all of the storms, all of the strife. And when we start to look at life in that way, instead of being the woe's me, oh poor me, living in all of the bad things that happened to you because energetically you were in a bad place, you had gotten involved in the storms of life. As I have said many times, when you let go of that little wheel inside of that spinning cup and you let it, if you lose sight of your focus when you're in that wheel, life's going to take you away. You're going to get involved in things that aren't so good. The things that don't feel so good. And It could utterly destroy you. But when, when all is happening around you, you can't control what's happening around you, but you can control yourself, correct? So that is my message today, is to say, keep your head while everyone else is losing theirs. Because how are you going to help anybody if you don't hold on to your head? If you don't keep your focus, if you don't keep your wits about you? Okay, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Just taking a moment here and trying to decide which way we want to go. I want to be where the sun is shining. And right now we're underneath these trees. And it is absolutely beautiful. Lots of life around us. And there's little kitties across the way in the creek. The homeless kitties. My dog has his eye on this one who's trying to make it across the street. Want to give her time to get to her destination. Whew, she made it. There's a car coming. Anyway, I think she thinks I have food for her. Oh my gosh. Run, kitty. Anyway, so life is full of storms, and it is also full of sunshine. So there's love and there's fear. Take your pick. I have learned to live in the love, and have learned that all the strife that my family and I went through was to get us to the right place, to get us out of the sticky parts, the strife, the storms. We got out, and now we are living our lives from a better place, from a higher perspective. And that's all I'm telling you guys, is these are just things that I know. They're just inside of me. It's a feeling, it's an energy, it's a vibration. And where does it come from? It comes from a higher source. And that higher source, think about the sunshine and that bright light. That's where I'm from. That's where you're from. And we're all a piece of it. And so I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are. You can choose to live in the place of pain, anger, and frustration. Or you can step out of it and say, I'm getting out of that. Why? Because it doesn't feel good. Think about how you feel when you are enduring all that crap, all that bad stuff. It doesn't feel good, does it? So choose to feel good or choose to feel bad. Choose to love or choose to live in fear and uncertainty. Let me tell you something too. When you live in the uncertainty, it's going to age you. It's going to make you sick. It's going to, in some cases, take you. And I know that there's a lot of things. Sometimes, everybody has a different situation they're living in. You can't always, it's like you wake up and say, do I want to continue in this life where I'm at, what I'm doing? If you're able to get into that state of mind and that perspective and make that choice, we can all do it. Basically, unless you are in a situation where you can't walk or you're at the mercy of something terrible, and I know that happens. But if you're able to stand up for yourself and say, come on, Eddie, I am not going to live this life. This is not my best life. I don't feel good, and I'm moving on, I'm moving out. And make the choice to choose the best for yourself. I mean, it's that simple. People are going to say things no matter what you do, always going to have an opinion. What is that saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, you know. So realize that you cannot please everybody, nor should you try. You know who you should be concerned with? Yourself. Come on, Eddie. After all, you are the only one who you can control. And that's all you have to do. Live your life for you. Live your life pleasing yourself. Live your life making yourself happy. And as Abraham Hicks says, oh, you could say, oh, you're rather selfish. And you would respond with, well, yes, I am. And I'm being good to myself, because how can you pour from an empty cup? How can you pour? How can you give? How can you be when you're coming from a place of lack, a place of strife, a place of, sadness? Yes, be in that moment, but don't live there. Experience that, be in that experience, but don't live there. Don't constantly talk about your woes and that, because that is not who you are. That is a moment in your time that you went through. It isn't who you are, okay? Let's see, Eddie and I are we're going to go over here. The kitty over there is sunbathing. We're going to opt for the side of the street that the creek is on and that the trees are on. But vow to be better. Vow to not allow the bad feeling things overtake you or dictate your life. Say, this is not my highest and good, my highest and best. I don't like it. I don't feel good. I'm going to do something better for myself. I'm going to make things better. You can do it. You can feel it and you can heal it. Silly, but it works. That's what got me and my children to where we are. We were deep in the throes at one time. Ooh, boy, feathers. Oh, my goodness. Feathers, amazing. We were deep in the throes of strife. And it took a while. Healing began. It did not happen overnight. We went through a lot of hell. But you know what? We learned from it. We met a lot of people, places, and things while we were going through that. Ultimately, God had us. God had us in the palm of his hands, and he protected us. His light surrounded us. And that's where we've chosen to be. Another thing that I'm going to give credit to now, and I've done it before, are my essential oils. Why? Because they're natural. They come from the earth, and they taught me that that's where it starts. That's where the good feelings start, using these oils. They changed my life. They helped me on my path of greatness, of quality living. I learned to live in a different place from a different space, from a different mindset. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion. I got rid of all that I didn't want, all of the things that made me feel bad, and I used the oils that made me feel good. And that's what you guys have to do too. Whatever it's going to take, just make an agreement, make a pact, make a vow with yourself, and say, I'm going to be better than this because I was born to be better than this. And whatever your heart is telling you, whatever your heart is showing you, whatever, when you think about it, it makes you giggle, it makes you feel good. That's what you go with. People, constantly, including me, will say, what is my purpose? Your purpose in life is to feel good. And when you feel good, you create. Create from the pain that you went through, and then go out and use it and share it. Show people that you don't have to live in an undesirable space inside of you. Maybe physically you're in a place that you can't change at the moment, but you can work your way toward it. You can start thinking about the better and manifest the good. It's all up to you. You're born with free will, free choice. The only thing you don't get to pick is your outcome. But let me tell you something. If you are feeling good, if you choose to go for the good feeling things, life's going to give you the good feeling. Life's going to give you the good outcome. It's going to keep giving you the good outcome. Simple, right? Yes, it is. It is simple. And you can make it difficult or you can make it joyful. I choose joy. And I'm choosing joy every day for the rest of my life. So that's it. That's my message for today. It is absolutely beautiful out, but it is freezing. And my poor little dog needs booties. Anyway, you guys go. Think about what I said. Go and do it. Think about your life right now. Stop and sit down and make a list of things that make you feel good. Make a list of things that you're grateful for. And start living from that space. You won't be sorry. You guys, peace out. I will talk with you sooner than later.